Good morning, world. I hope you're well. Due to the complications of what I shared in the last video about all the campgrounds being closed and nowhere to park in Wyoming, I had to do a little bit of research and planning. That's right. Something I don't like to do, but in the end, I have an approved, secure spot to park at the end of this video in Cheyenne, Wyoming. So, there's no reason to stress or worry at all today. Let's just have fun, and I'll show you where we end up later today. I have an interesting sight to share with you right away. Now there's something interesting. It's a pyramid here built. This is the Ames Monument here outside of Laramie. And can you see Lincoln up there? Dedicated to putting together the Transcontinental Railroad. Just reading this plaque here, it says, President Abraham Lincoln considered his signing of the Pacific Railway Act of 1862, which made building the Transcontinental Railroad possible, one of the crowning achievements of his presidency. Quite a nice little monument there, and I love that it's got the Lincoln head on there. Very cool. Well, let's get back on the road and find something new. I was gonna drive and not hold the cat. Can we? Oh, great! Oh, wonderful! Thanks for the cat fur. An interesting attraction here off of the Lincoln Highway. Are you feeling lonely? Did you know that there is the lone tree on the Laramie Range? Good old Lincoln Highway. The tree rock, everybody. Apparently, this tree has been growing out of this rock and has been noticed since 1867 when the railroad was here. No idea how it continued to thrive and have green on it when it is literally growing out of a rock here, okay? And they've preserved it well. They put a fence and this big steel thing around the rock so that the rock doesn't come apart. But there's no dirt, okay? Its roots look like they're inside the rock. And for whatever reason, the tree and the rock stuck since 1867, and there you go. Fun. And here we go. It's on my maps, the city of Buford. But this might be the smallest town in the country. No, that's no joke, guys. I just Googled it. Buford, Wyoming is the smallest town in America. Look at that sign. Buford, population 1, elevation 8,000 feet, established 1866 as the nation's smallest town, zip code 82052. It is also the highest town between New York City and San Francisco on I-80. That's it, Buford. One person lives here. He has one house, a gas station, and there's a post office in town. Population 1. Very cool. Dome on the range. Any idea what we're looking at here, guys? Any idea what this is? I'll give you a hint. We're close to Cheyenne. This is part of the original state capitol building in Cheyenne, Wyoming, from the Wyoming State Capitol building replaced in 1999. But this is the top of the first capitol building of Wyoming, and for some reason, it made its final resting place here out on the range. Thus, dome on the range, next to this old high school. Not really sure what the history of that or why that happened or anything, but interesting enough. Okay. This is the old school, and behind me over here is the new school. I wonder if we can peek in here though. Can we see anything? Oh, whoa. That's interesting. Almost as if they were going to make it into a museum, but then just closed it down. I don't know. All right, next stop. State capital of Wyoming. All right. Welcome to downtown Cheyenne, Wyoming, everybody. Union Pacific Railroad. Yeah, we are downtown in might be one of the smallest state capitals in the country, but like I said, I got a parking spot, so I'm happy. By the way, this is not my parking spot I was talking about, but I was rolling through downtown and there was an opening for 2 hours. I just wanted to look around this block. Look at the Wrangler, famous for ranchware. Looks like a really old business building, but the reason why I had to park was because something I saw around the corner here. I'll show you. Check this out across the street, everybody. The Lincoln Theater, playing Peter Rabbit, Pacific Rim, Game Night, The Greatest Showman. Whoa. That is an old building there, and it's a working movie theater. So they actually play movies for $3.50, like movies that are no longer in the theater but are on DVD. And The Greatest Showman, that's one of the movies I wanted to see with Hugh Jackman. $3.50 though for a ticket? Popcorn's probably $10, but we'll see. I don't know how far away my parking spot is to this. I might come back tonight. They're playing it at 6:45 tonight. That might be fun. And here at the Cheyenne Depot Plaza, I think this is something you see all over the city, but these huge porcelain cowboy boots. Or not porcelain, but still, yeah. Anyway, I want to explore, but I also want to get parked so that I know I'm in a safe spot. So let me move the RV over to where we're going to be staying the night. Okay, clearly nothing glamorous, guys. But when it comes to someone who will allow you to stay overnight in an RV without hookups for free, it's a good thing. So this is the Sierra Trading Post here in Cheyenne, Wyoming. And they have big long slots for RVs and trucks. There's an arrow pointing into the driveway for RVs and trucks. And you do have a fulfillment center over here, but when you get here, you'll want to walk over here to the actual trading post and go check in. I called them on the phone, talked to them yesterday. They said once you register, you can stay 24 hours, but she told me today that I can stay 2 days. So, you know, if there's stuff you want to do downtown Cheyenne, this may be a great resource because there aren't a lot of these around the country, you know, as far as a private place being very accommodating to boondockers and travelers. So, yeah, I'm happy about that. Hey, everybody, I decided not to go back into town because I am 4.5 miles from the theater. I could ride the motorcycle down there, but the idea of parking a bike that you can literally pick up with one person and just throw in the back of a pickup truck while I'm in the theater for 3 hours just doesn't sound good. So I'm actually downloading The Greatest Showman right now to watch here in the RV with Jax. And so to change things up a little differently, to close out this video, I want to show you a little bit of like the daily nightlife of living in an RV on the road. And again, I'm just in a parking lot here. We got one Class B Winnebago that has joined me here in this lot. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty quiet. I'm not even going to wear earplugs tonight. We got the highway right here. I'm not worried about it. The sun is getting ready to set. Yeah, ain't that pretty? But yeah, let's go inside and take a look. I'm gonna show you a few things about my daily life in the RV. So up front here in my living space, I will draw the curtain here once the sun goes down, but I like to let as much natural light as possible through all of the windows. Jax is still up front for some reason, sleeping in that bed. But we just got this bed a couple days ago, so he's not quite used to it. These are the two seats I take. What I usually do is I sit here when I'm working, and I sit in this middle spot when I'm just watching TV or playing games. I don't know why that's so important, but if you can put it into perspective, think of like at your home. If you work at home and you have an office, you don't want to have the same exact seat where you physically are clocked in working as when you're off the clock watching a movie or playing video games, right? So even though it's just a matter of switching from the end of the couch to the middle of the couch, still it's enough of a difference to make it feel different. And believe me, guys, I spend a lot of time on my YouTube channel. A lot more time than most people that you probably watch on YouTube. But that's just my dedication to my art, to what I want to do. I really enjoy editing, but it takes a lot of time. And it makes it really hard to have a social life because at the end of the day, when I have all this video that I've shot, I'm going to sit here and edit. Although I'm going to take breaks and not going to be dependent on sitting at the laptop nonstop, and I'm going to be rendering where that takes an hour and a half to get done before I can even touch the computer again. There is a lot of work involved in just putting a video out every other day. For instance, here's my normal seat for working at the computer. This table slides in and out closer to me right now. It's in the out position. That's because I am rendering some files of the video that you're watching right now. I can't do anything until this process is done. As you can see, I'm watching some Seattle Mariners through my PS4 system there. I have it muted most of the time, kind of just as ambient something else to watch. And the reason why I'm able to watch sports live like this and Netflix and everything is because I have unlimited Wi-Fi through this fancy little device right here. This is what I rent on eBay for $120 a month, unlimited gigabytes of business preferred Wi-Fi there. And so that's how I'm able to watch all of my shows and upload every single video that I create is always on this device right here, depending on having service cell towers nearby where I can upload it. I'm not going to go into the specifics of this, but this is a must-have for RVers, and lots of other RV YouTube channels have gone into much more detail about this thing right here. The legality of it is tricky. I am currently on my 4th different plan in 8 years. They go away. So that's why you rent them through an eBay person. They give you an invoice each month. You're basically renting the SIM card. And the way I know that's true is because this person that I have been with, that I pay $120 a month for, this is the 3rd device that I have had to personally buy out of pocket and then move the SD card from the old one to the new one to be able to continue that Wi-Fi unlimited on the road. It's been fine. There's always been a source where I can find one of these devices or find an extra battery or something like that. But eventually, this person that I rent from is going to have a problem, and it's no longer going to be available, and he's going to say, sorry, I'll go ahead and prorate you at the end of the month for where I had to cut you off. You have to find a new person. And I will. I'll find a new person, like I always do. It's just one of the tricky parts about getting on the road. As far as TV, it's actually great because my smart TV here, this is just a 32-inch Vizio TV that I have here in the RV. It's not an RV, it's not a DC TV. It's just being inverted. There's how I can access YouTube. This right here is what I use for news on the road oftentimes. So the TV is always hooked into the Wi-Fi that I have provided, that I've paid for. And if you'll notice right here, I can go down at any time, select Cairo 7 News, and I can watch Seattle news live anywhere in the country from my hometown. So now we're watching the live news from today here from my local station. I can pick any of the major cities in the United States and not have to rely on an antenna at all. I'm just using Wi-Fi over the air straight to the TV, which is really convenient. And sometimes it's kind of fun to watch some local news from back home live. But sometimes I don't have any Wi-Fi available. I am in a spot where I cannot even find a cell tower for my Wi-Fi to work. Another way I can enjoy free over-the-air TV is through my antenna, which pretty much every RV today has. It's going to look something like this on your ceiling, and we're just going to twist it and raise the antenna up on the roof. Once it's all the way fully raised, it's just a matter of pulling this down about a 1/2 inch, and then you can rotate that antenna around to actually direct that antenna around the city to where you want to aim based on where those antennas are. And a wonderful app for tracking where those TV stations are is an app called TV Towers, where once you select where you're at by this button right here, this little GPS thing, as I rotate the phone around, you will see that it is changing the direction of that pin there. Once you get that set up to where it's pointing to the most available TV towers, that's where you want to aim the antenna, where the phone is facing north. It takes a little bit of tweaking, and you'll have to run your on-system search for channels through the antenna on your TV a couple of times. You may get Fox pointed this way, but not get any ABC unless you turn that antenna 180 degrees back this way, and then you get ABC and NBC or whatever you want. Just depends. I like to shoot for the general direction that has the most available channels, and I'll just keep it there for the night, and that should be enough. But one of the greatest parts about traveling in an RV and feeling comfortable is the fact that, I mean, no matter where I'm at in the entire country, all I have to do is close the blinds or wait till it's dark, And then in my mind, I could be anywhere. I have everything, right? I've got my laptop and my TV, and Jax is usually going to be at my side, although he's up front right now. But home is always going to feel like home no matter what, because the inside is always going to look the same. In my mind, I'm not thinking that there's a highway right there and another RV 3 slots away, and that there's possible danger or anything. You know, everything's locked up and secure. I feel safe. I'm comfortable with my surroundings because everything looks familiar. And that's pretty much how I'm able to stay sane on the road, is because of that. Looks like we got a semi-truck pulling in with us here too. Sometimes they have to run their engines or their refrigerator units or their generators all night long. It's not for everybody. I mean, at that point, I'm going to have to put in earplugs. It just depends. But you have to put up with some of this to be able to really enjoy the really nice campgrounds. So, anyway. Just thought I'd share a little nightly life here. Let me go back outside. Yeah, the sun still has not gone down over that cliff, but yeah, we're gonna have one semi-truck probably gonna idle tonight. And I had decided to stay here 2 nights, but in my next video, we will probably be getting into a new state. And no, I don't mean a new state that we haven't been on this year. I mean one of 2 last remaining states in the lower continental United States that I have not visited, in Nebraska. So I'm excited. Hopefully their campgrounds are going to be open and their attractions and everything will have fun. But if you guys just stay tuned, subscribe, hit that thumbs up, and follow me, you'll find out everything as soon as I do. All right, Jackson, I'll see you in a couple days. Bye-bye.